Alright, so I am going to show how to put something on a calculator from a hard copy. So I'm going to pull up an example. Okay, so this is the warm-up that I gave you guys. I drew this freehand and then I put it in the calculator to send it as a quick pull. When y'all do your clown faces, make it easy on yourself. I centered everything at the origin because I knew it would be faster to find the regular equation. So this is the inner eye. I gave it a radius of 3. So on a separate sheet of paper, I just wrote it like this. And then I just solved for y. But remember, when you go to put that in the Inspire tomorrow, you're going to have 2 separate entry lines. The positive root's f of 1. The negative root is f of 2. And then for the outer circle had a radius of 7. So this was the inner. And the outer circle was x squared plus y squared equals 49. So when I put it on the Inspire, this was negative x squared plus 49. And of course, I had 2 entries for that. All right, the parabolas. When you guys write the parabola, it's a little different. Writing the equation of the parabola, I use stuff from chapter 5. So the top portion of my little eyelid right here is an upside down parabola. I had a vertex here at 0, 4. So down here is my work. If I had a vertex here, then I know it's going to look something like this. But y'all are going to have to know the A value. To find the A value, just plug in an ordinary point. This parabola went to the x-axis at negative 6, 0. So I plugged this in as just a regular xy and solved. So when I go to find parabola number 1, I know it looks something like this. And I'm going to plug this in for the xy. So my A value is a negative 1/9. So on the Inspire, when I graph that parabola, it's going to look like this. For parabola number 2, I really don't have to compute it because it was an image, a reflection of the first parabola. So on this eyeball, the A value is going to be positive. It has a vertex of 0, negative 4, but it still goes to the same point. So the A value is just going to be a positive 1/9. So parabola number 2 is going to look like this. So these are all the equations that I put on the Inspire. The bell's about to ring, isn't it? Okay, let me show you guys real quick how to restrict domain. All right, let me add a graph. Let me put in a parabola. That's a parabola. Let's say I only wanted a portion of it. Guys, go to your entry bar down here. Go to the right of it. Hit Control equals. And you need to pull up that separation bar because that's how you're going to restrict your domain. Let's say I want the domain from negative 3. Pull up your inequalities, which is at the same spot. Remember, domain is restricted by x. Let's say I want it from negative 3 to positive 3. You hit the separation bar. -3 to +3. Control equals gives you the separation bar. And if I can grab an axis, there we go. Notice how it's cut off. That's because I restricted the domain. And later, you are also able to hide your graphs, or I'm sorry, your equations, where you can just see your clown face. And I'll show you more on how to do that tomorrow. So remember, after you hit in or type in your equation to separate and restrict the domain, hit Control equals and highlight that restriction bar.